Yujiro Hanma has appeared behind Jack Hanma in his apartment. Bro is literally everywhere, just getting done doing sus activities with Trump and Elon Musk, now back to aura farming on his son. On top of that, the ogre once again brings up Masashi Miyamoto and is about to drop some glaze for Hanayama. Make sure to listen closely in today's video. Similar to last time we saw Jack, he's just chilling in his apartment after defeating Pickle in the underground and completely setting up his fight with Hanayama, enjoying the meal he actually got from the Yakuza. But this time we see that he scratches on Pickle, maybe a long-lasting injury, something important to note, and maybe give some more respect to Pickle if it did this much damage. But then we see the cyborg kinda going a little bit schizo. A wasp appears in his room, resulting in Jack to test out his skills, you could say, catching it with his teeth and then spitting it out. Alongside this scene, it's funny to note that in the past when Jack faced Pickle for the first time, the Dino Boy actually viewed the cyborg as the wasp during the final moments, where Jack put all of his remaining energy for the killing blow that Pickle didn't fall for due to viewing Jack as the wasp. Something only the likes of Masashi Miyamoto was also viewed as by Pickle. At least you could say close enough. Then out of nowhere, the ogre appears behind Jack, absolutely stunning him as he says this: like Miyamoto Musashi, he famously caught a fly between the chopsticks. Making this now the third time Jack and Yujiro have interacted in Baki Rahen thus far, making my prediction in my previous videos correct at the most part. After Jack gets done with a big fight during this arc, we tend to get an interaction between him and Yujiro, further set up for their fight, which is likely going to be the conclusion of this arc. But the funny thing is, right away, Yujiro is bringing up Masashi Miyamoto, something he did in their first interaction during Baki Rahen. Bro will never forget the greatness of the legendary samurai, and for good reason, as Miyamoto is pretty much what Yujiro has waited for his entire life during their fight, an equal, a fight where he can truly go all out in. Even prior to them two clashing, the ogre was shaking with excitement to actually meet him, highlighting how much impact the samurai had on the ogre, and since then, bro is mentioning him every chance he gets. Likewise for many other characters like Tokugawa, highlighting the impact Miyamoto had on the broader story. But coming back to this interaction, I find it funny that Jack is more so just stunned and confused by what's going on here, a common trend with every interaction he's had with Yujiro, but he does call him father, but can't get any, I guess, decent responses out of the ogre, as he's now ranting about Masashi Miyamoto. Bro's like, when did you? And he's like, no, remember chopsticks? Ripping off the wing alone, blah blah blah. The ogre is truly something else. But then out of nowhere, the wasp appears again, with both of these Hanmas staring it down, resulting in, of course, an aura farm scene from the ogre, taking out the wings with a single swipe of his finger, flexing on Jack to an immense degree. Then we get, I guess, the most interesting reveal in this chapter. The main reason Yujiro seems to be here is to tell Jack about Hanayama, as in the final panel he is asking the cyborg what he knows about Hanayama, bringing us to what I believe will most likely be occurring from the ogre's mouth, him glazing the Yakuza boy, as the ogre has a lot of respect for Hanayama as we've learned in previous interactions. Remember during the start of the Masashi Miyamoto arc, this is set right after the father-son fight between Baki and Yujiro, where the ogre seemingly went overseas or somewhere else in Japan, getting called back to Tokyo by Hanayama himself, highlighting that the ogre's willing to return by Hanayama's request. And then during their interaction in the street, we learn from Yujiro himself that he considers Hanayama similar to himself, someone who was born strong, born with his immense power, a creature that belongs in the built different category, you can say. But the main difference to Yujiro is how Hanayama likely doesn't train, or to the same extent the ogre has in the past, alongside the narrative of Yujiro getting stronger, being much stronger than Hanayama's progression in power. Even though the Yakuza boy has definitely gotten stronger compared to the past, or he'll be no chance against the other relevant fighters, but the degree of growth naturally isn't the same as someone like Yujiro, the absolute strongest creature alive who has been able to remain his top spot in the Baki series for over 30 years. Absolutely wild. But the ogre glazing Hanayama here, at least most likely based on my prediction, is going to be good for the Yakuza boy in the build up of his fight with Jack, something that I do believe is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people are predicting, but of course there are various circumstances to consider, so make sure to watch this video right here for everything you need to know about their fight, and of course shout out to these mad lads.